Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Rocket League news episode. I hope you guys all enjoy. I'll be breaking down, of course, RLCS Week 5 matches were this past weekend. I'll break those down towards the back half of the episode, as long as we all get hyped up for regional weekend. Of course, that will be this following weekend, this upcoming weekend, that is. I cannot wait. Going to be some great matchups, and I cannot wait to see which teams do go through to the main stage finals. It's gonna be great. We did not see too many upsets, I would say, this past weekend. Not too many shuffles that are going to determine too much, but definitely some unique things we'll touch on in the back half. On top of that, though, of course, that did go live today. The Elevation Crate, I would say, to overwhelmingly disappointment. Maybe that's just me. I don't know what you guys liked. I like the Raijin wheels, but besides that, all the combinations, I'll link the post down below for all of you great Redditors out there who actually can post these images. But besides the Raijin wheels, I wasn't very impressed by much of it. I'm very surprised. I like the Nimbus car layout. I'm going to be interested to see what skins come out for that, if that actually is a cool car. Of course, it being a hybrid, no one's going to use it. But still, I would say, in my own opinion, definitely a disappointing crate. And I'd love to know what you guys think about this. I think we've definitely had better, but gonna be cool to see how what kind of skins people do open out there. I will not be one of them, unfortunately enough, and maybe in the future I'll own a pair. But anyway, on top of that, though, of course, breaking down the most important stuff, RLCS Week 5 did happen with not too big a surprise out there. Of course, we have Cloud9 taking our North American section. It was actually Cloud9 followed by G2, and actually very lastly as well, this past week alone, it was EG jumping in that third place spot. NRG not closing out too well. They actually fall short. Kind of a brutal series to Cloud9, and also a closer loss to G2, so they definitely did not finish out this RLCS Week 5 not too well on top of that, but they'll still be going through the regionals and definitely a favored team probably to also make it through the main stage. On top of that, though, we saw a lot of big things happen to my favorite team, Ghost Gaming. I told you guys it was either one of two options. Either Rogue Gaming had to actually win out, and if they didn't win out, they actually hope that Ghost Gaming did not sweep Allegiance, but my boys from Ghost, they did so. They swept Allegiance, and Rogue split their series. They lost to FlyQuest, and for that being the win differentials or map differentials, it's actually Ghost Gaming slipping through just above Rogue, which I cannot wait to see. I talked about them throughout the entire split so far. Of 4 of their losses, those 4 losses to those top 4 teams, so I would love to see how they do actually when it comes to playoffs. And when you look at those 4 losses, most of them against Cloud9, G2, NRG, and Evil Geniuses, those top 4 teams, I think at least 2 or 3 of those series actually went to map 5. So again, I think Ghost Gaming is going to be a sleeper team here. I could totally be wrong, but a lot of their losses looked still impressive losses at that. But on the European side of things was where we saw, of course, the reigning champions going for their three-peat. That's Dignitas. They look as dominant as ever. They are the only team besides Oceania teams to go undefeated throughout the entire split, 7-0 throughout this split of RLCS, which again, they look so clean. It's hard. Of course, there were a few series that went to map 5, but besides that, a team looking very strong. But there's also several other teams out there who looked equally strong at the finish. Teams like Flipside Tactics, they closed out in second place. Teams like WDG as well, they looked quite impressive. Besides, even though I think it was Vitality looking even more so impressive right behind them. Vitality come off a very close series against Dignitas, and they actually managed to sweep WDG. So I think if there's any sleeper teams out there, if we're going to look for a team to actually beat Dignitas, again, by far and away our favorites, no one's doubting that. I think we got to list off a few teams out there who can actually beat these guys. Cloud9 comes to mind. G2 comes to mind. Maybe NRG. My sleeper pick, though, maybe Flipside as well. Flipside, one of the historically speaking teams who has actually beat, I believe, Dignitas on LAN in the past couple of years 3 times in a series of best of 3 or higher. And so I would say maybe them, but my sleeper pick is actually, after that last series, Vitality. Word on the street is some of the Dignitas players were saying they were surprised by how hard that Vitality team was in that series, of course, going to map 5. I'm going to give it to Vitality here. If any team's going to beat them once in a best of 5, it might be them. But then you look at the RLCS bracket as per usual, the losers bracket. It's not going to be just one team having to beat these guys in a big series. It's going to have to be 2 teams to knock them out. And so I really can't see it being done by now, but we're going to see how regionals play out. We'll see how these teams perform, how, of course, Dignitas does, how Cloud9 does, how all the teams really do perform. And I cannot wait to actually break that down when the time does come. So either come Wednesday's episode, guys, or probably Friday's episode, we'll break down those regional matchups. But you better believe I'm putting Ghost Gaming through no matter what. So what do you guys think? Who do you guys think were, of course, the MVPs of the entire split or the entire season? Who do you guys think were the MVPs of this weekend alone? I cannot wait to break down those matchups, guys, as we do approach regional finals. The regional championships will be this weekend. Who's going to take the title, and then who's going to go on to the main stage? Leave your comments down below, but I cannot wait. As always, my name is Jake, and this is your Rocket League news. I'll see you guys back here in a couple days, and as always, I'll see you then.